Social Enterprise Show. On the Mic with Mike King Biz, delivering food for thought. To find out more about the dynamic host of On the Mic with Mike, please visit his website at mikekingbiz.com.
On the mic with Mike. On the mic with Mike. On the mic with Mike.
On the mic with Mike.
He's like a guru. No, he's a businessman with a great radio show.
And he supports the nonprofits.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike, the premier business radio program around. I'm your host, Mike King. I appreciate you being here with me. So what I'm doing here today, we are at ESPN Richmond. So this is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1 every day from 5 to 7. The Choice 105.3 every day from 2 to 3, as well as International Business Growth Radio. We bring the best and the brightest to you. We're coming to you today with our good friend. They're friends of the family. You know, we left the light on and they came back. That's what family does. You know, you don't have to cook fancy dinners. You just have, well, you know, you don't have to cook fancy dinners, but you better have some food up in there, because if not, people are going to be upset. Mike King, I'm here with our good friends from Robin's Hope. Welcome to the program, ladies.
Thank you.
You guys are a dynamic duo out there making magic happen. Like I said, we've done it virtually. We've been together at the Common House with our good friend Annette Shore. We're coming to you today from ESPN Richmond. That's where we are. So let us know who, as I always say, it's a business show. Let us know who you are and what you do.
I'm Jennifer Kell. I'm the executive director at Robin's Hope, which is a trauma recovery center for adults.
And I'm Heather Pate. I am the board chair for Jeremiah Foundation, the overarching nonprofit, and operations and training director for Robin's Hope.
Okay, ladies. That's the real short version.
Yeah.
That is the really short. I'm looking at you like, okay, I've heard the story. But
Oh, you want more?
Yeah,
You want more? We've got more.
I'm sure you got more. You got some stories. Okay. So Robin's Hope, you guys, was founded, and let's go back to before the pandemic. You guys are rocking and rolling.
So before the pandemic, we were tiny. We were in our first year and a half of business, and we had a very small office space, about as big as this studio, where we met with all of our folks, and we were kind of popping at the seams with like 9 people. We got about 15 at our largest. And we were wondering how we were going to afford to expand. We didn't have any money for all that. It was Heather and myself. I was working on a 25% salary, and she still is volunteer. And then the pandemic hit, and we had to go home, and we had to figure out virtual. And we were like, oh, good. We put a pause on that looking for space issue. And we started blowing up with the online version. We were finding people that couldn't come to the office, that were distant, out of state, out of country even, that were popping on saying, hey, this is great. We haven't been able to find anything like this anywhere else. We were hearing that from across the country and internationally. So we went from having groups once a week, a little bit twice a week, to now we're 7 days a week online. And then we were able to get some funds rolling to expand. So yeah.
All right, Heather. So let's go back to when you guys had to shut down. You're trying to figure out, because people who are in crisis need help.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you started to say the calls started coming in, and you guys are like, uh-oh.
Well, one thing that really resonated for me is that COVID and the whole pandemic is a trauma in and of itself. And everybody having their worlds flipped upside down. The one thing that we could do was keep our stability of our program. So we did everything we could to keep the same groups going on the same days, helping people.
Pastor Mark Thomas, do you guys know the pastor with the boom?
No, we do not.
Hey,
Yeah.
Pastor
Hello.
Mark, how you doing out there? My face is in here. Hey, there you go. These ladies are doing some phenomenal work. You guys got to connect with them. He's a pastor for for our church in the city.
Okay.
Already, so sorry about that. You know, I'm getting carried away.
Yeah, and so as that developed, the core people that had been coming were very grateful for the groups not stopping, that we immediately transitioned over and kept everything we could as familiar as possible. And then new people start hopping into the groups, and people are asking for more groups. And I'm like, whoa, okay, Jennifer and I do groups, but we don't have to be the only ones that do groups. Like, this is a community.
And when you say groups, what are the groups?
Oh, yeah.
See, there you go. You know I was going to ask.
Yes. So groups such as our resilience trauma support group, which focuses on resilience and building resilience. And then we have various groups like the Artist Way, the Body Keeps the Score, ways that our body holds trauma, understanding the difference between guilt and shame and being able to apply it where it needs to be.
I hadn't thought about that one. Now, so is it mostly women who come, or is it men too?
It's co-ed.
Yeah.
We serve anyone over the age of 18, and we have folks ranging from 18 to 80, and anywhere in between, male and female.
When the men come, you know, we can be sort of a harder nut to crack. Because how you doing? I'm great. And the wheels are coming off. The wheels are coming off. And so when you see the men come in, how do we look? And does it take us a little bit longer to sort of open up?
It depends. I think everybody's an individual. So we have some people that come and sit quietly for. I had somebody sit there and not say anything in groups for a whole year and then open up and tell their story. So we make arrangements in our groups for that, to be comfortable, that you can come, you can listen, because I know you're receiving, even if you're not willing to share.
So I've come for a year, I'm sitting there, you see me, I'm engaged, I'm just not talking.
Yep.
What happens when the light comes on and I join and start talking to the group?
Everybody is super excited. Our
Yes.
group, our culture there is just amazing. Our people are so supportive. And I've said over and over again, it's the one place. I've been working in the field for 25 years. This is the only place that I've worked where there hasn't been factions and cliques. And it's our people that have developed that. It's not anything that Heather and I have done. It's just the people that come are so supportive and engaging with each other. So when somebody finally breaks the silence, they're like, oh, yay, thank you for sharing. It's so nice to hear your voice. We're so glad that you are participating. But when they're quiet, it's like, are you sure you don't want to share anything? Okay. And they're polite and respectful. So it's an amazing culture that's
We
grown up.
always talk, so it's a business show. This is the hardcore business part of it. How do you set up culture? And then you look over there, you see somebody like Heather and him say, it makes it kind of easy, because a lot of times the executive director, you guys are short on staff. Do you have staff besides you?
We just got staff about
look at
2
them.
months ago. We
Look
have
at them
2
blowing
people
up.
helping us now, whole 2.
There you go. You guys put it to the fast lane. There we go. Okay, so you got two people. Heather's been around. How long you been? You've been around
The
for a
whole
while.
time. We founded it together.
Yes, I was one of the co-founders, and it developed through my own need. I wanted to feel like I had community to talk through things, but more so to learn from others. Like, everybody else has their own unique strengths and things that they've learned through life, and things that maybe I didn't learn quite the same way. And that's where we started with this resilience card deck, because these different topics, like verbally saying I love you, I learned a certain way, and through my family, and another person learned differently through their family and culture. And now we're sharing ideas back and forth. And suddenly I'm learning new ways to apply a resilience skill that I did not know was, maybe in an unhealthy way, the way that I was taught.
All right, on the mic, Mike King here, ESPN Richmond, Mike King Radio Network, with outstanding ladies from Robbins Hope. So, like I said, I've been rocking with you guys for a while. We started, I don't know, it had to be a year and a half,
Yeah.
2, something like that.
Yeah.
What's different now? Are people doing better now than they were? I saw that look right there.
Yeah, not doing better. We've doubled the size of the the numbers of people that we are impacting through Robin's Hope, and outpatient wise, because I carry an outpatient practice as well. I've been running a wait list up until just recently. It's middle of summer. That's usually a low time. But the statistics I think are there's a 300% increase in the number of people seeking counseling for anxiety and depression, specifically post-pandemic.
So people are not getting better, but are people more open to
I would,
looking for help? And as a society,
Mm.
are we more open to, because back in, I don't want to sound like the old man, but back in the day, if I couldn't handle it, that was that was my character flaw. I stepped off the treadmill and the world kept going. But the whole world got sent home.
The whole world
Yeah.
The
got
whole
sent
world
home.
got
Yes.
sent home on timeout. And then all of a sudden, so did that change things?
I would say so. It's becoming more and more prevalent. I think there's a lot of work to be done to bring awareness. The fact that the pandemic is a global community trauma for everyone. We've all experienced it. Whether we feel like it impacted us or not is, maybe it's not, or maybe it has, but ultimately the way it has impacted us as a community. And we have continued to see a rise in numbers of the people coming to both our virtual and in-person
There you go.
programs.
Hey, our friend Annette Shore jumped on.
Yay.
Hey,
Hey,
hey. All right, so here I'm Annette. How are you? So, wow, Annette's been rocking with me forever and ever. It's always great. She is a champion who's out there making magic happen, and I'm glad she brought you guys to our world. So, Mike is here. We're here with the ladies from Robin. So, you have events coming up. So let's talk about certain things that you have coming up, because I always say changing the world ain't cheap, easy, or free. And you got to let people know what's happening. One, let people know how they can find Robin's Hope out there, and then we can talk about your events.
So Robin's Hope is easily found on the web. We're at www.robinshope.com. And from there, we have a calendar page that lists all of our groups, and our virtual groups have the link embedded in the calendar. So you can just jump on and check us out. There's no need to register ahead of time. We want to make it as open as possible. And then we are in person at 9513 Hall Street Road, at least until we expand again, because we need more space.
You guys are on fire. You guys got to watch it now. You got 2 employees and looking for more space. It's like, okay, that's what's called blowing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, let me ask you this. When you guys are looking at expansion and all those things, so a lot of times it is funding. So that's the part the net works with you on, really helping you. How do you set yourselves above? There's a whole bunch of people out there asking. There's a lot of people who need help.
Yeah.
How do you set yourself up, and what type of fundraising type things? Because you guys have something going on.
Well, we have September 15th is our next fundraiser. It's with Westchester Commons Concert Series. We will be out there on that Thursday
I'll be
evening.
there.
Awesome. We'll see you
We'll see you
again.
there. And we're gonna, you know what? We're gonna do like Chris Beach. Did you see what he was doing?
I
He
didn't catch
he was
it.
running around selling water, running between people, and he had his father figures or whatever. They were going.
We'll have some.
You got some stuff like that going?
We're gonna bring some water, various other like sodas and such that are gonna be available at the event. We also have merch, as we call it.
Oh, you guys got merch?
Yes, we got
Yeah.
merch.
You guys are cool. How long have you had merch?
For gosh.
For a
2 or
while,
3 years.
she's sporting
This
one
is-
of our
Yeah.
shirts, and we've got superhero capes, because our trauma llama wears the cape to show that dealing
Wait a
with
second,
tough
you
stuff
guys
is
got a
fun.
trauma llama?
We do.
Yes.
Our mascot is the trauma llama.
Yes, leave your drama with the trauma llama.
You know what? That's good.
And his name is Brahma. So Brahma. the
Okay,
no
wait a
drama
second. That's a
trauma
lot for me. So Brahma is the trauma llama,
llama.
and leave your drama.
Yes, the Brahma, the no drama trauma llama.
Okay.
We have fun. We
Yeah,
deal
that's
with
what
some
I'm
tough
saying.
stuff, but we have
Right,
fun.
okay, so
That's the
we're
power
gonna
of
go to
it.
we're gonna go to that one. How do the caregivers? You guys hear some tough stuff.
Mm.
How do you not have that stick to you? Like at the end of, you guys hear some tough stories.
Yeah.
How do you not have them become yours?
Well, for me, it's always, I look at the progression. I look at that person who did come for a year and not participate, who's now feeling safe and comfortable enough to share their story. I'm looking at that person that came in crisis, who's now doing better and helping others. And that's the fuel for my spirit, is knowing that with the traumatic events of life, the things that we go through that are hard, those are things we can heal from. And watching people heal on a daily basis is just amazing. And I always feel so honored that I've been invited to the party.
Well, okay, so I've asked like you guys are clinicians, right?
I'm a clinician.
You are.
I'm a peer recovery specialist.
Okay, those are cool titles. I like those. But now, did it take a while before you stopped taking stuff with you? Or did you know from the beginning, like, okay, I hear this stuff, it has to stay at the office because, you heard a little bit on Monday, you heard a little bit more each one of those days. By the end time Friday comes, you guys are like, whoa, you know what? You guys got to get help. I always say, who saves the caregivers? Because you guys are not saving yourself. You don't know how my life is going. I know. And the person who says you need to chill, you guys get to look like, get out of here.
I feel like we do that to one another. Because I will get frustrated at times and Jennifer's like, get away, walk away. And I'll have a hard time with that. But also the same to her, like reminders, support, reaching out to one another. Now with 2 more staff on, it's checking in, see how things are doing. In personal life as well as in daily professional life. But one thing for me is I have to create like these imaginary walls around Robin's Hope. So when I'm in Robin's Hope and I'm interacting with folks on a daily basis, while they're within those walls, I'm present. But when they walk out, there's this thing called dignity of risk. And it is allowing a person the opportunity to take risk in their own life, which allows them recovery.
Wait, what's it called again?
Dignity of risk.
Dang, that's
Yes.
a good one. Because you're opening yourself up to be vulnerable.
Mhm.
And the dignity of risk.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm giving that person an opportunity to grow in their own recovery and live their own life. And then when they come back, they're telling me things that they've done or maybe a direction they're trying to check out, and I can be a cheerleader.
So I have to, so I've talked to other folks who are in, I guess, peer recovery things, whether it's addiction, whatever. Does it always work better if I've been there, or can I talk you through it and be a counselor and I've never been there?
Well, that's kind of the magic of what we do. We've partnered so that our clinicians are on the level playing field with our peer specialists. Clinicians may come at it with more of the book learning and, hey, I've talked to 3-4 people who have tried this and it's worked, try that. And Heather and the peers come at it from, hey, I've walked this road. This is what helped me. And together we get the